Okay, right. I've decided to start a YouTube channel to kind of like a diary so I can keep my progress in check. So I'm Corinne Fox for people who are interested and want to follow my progress. Just going to give you a little bit of my history in cycling. So it was probably about 3, 4 years ago. Dan got really big into cycling, and one Christmas I came downstairs and Santa brought a road bike. So before that, I hadn't really didn't realise I needed a bike. But do you know what? It was the best Christmas present I could have had. I love being outdoors. I love expending energy. I've always got to move, and I loved, turns out, cycling. So he took me along on some rides. I went to Dynamic Rides, and um, I remember first going out and just being like the Darth Vader of the group. Like I kind of managed it, but I was just there like doing this like high chesty thoracic breathing because my legs were just not used to it. I'd done a lot of running, so I felt like I had the fitness, but for some reason on a bike, my breathing was all out anytime I came to a hill. So that was fun. So after a little while of that, like most people, that's it. I mean, I've got the bug. And so I started going out. Maybe a year after that, I started going out with a group called the Moseley Missiles. So that would just be like during the week, a short, sharp morning ride before going to work. So that was really good because it was 20 miles and just sort of going all out, which at the time my all out, quite quickly progressed, but it wasn't very fast all out to begin with. Um, so then fast forward like another year, and then that's it, like cycling holidays to Mallorca, cycling holidays through France, Italy, cycling holidays in Crete. So bit by bit, I kind of started to realize like, oh, I'm keeping up with the boys, and or like trying to anyway. And I'm pretty strong, and suddenly I'm getting like QOMs on my Strava rides. Um, and then I started cycling with a group called the Gorilla Coffee Cycling Group. And so that was on a Thursday night, and again, that's like a real like competitive but fun, just blast, all go. And we do little time trials and things, and so that's when I started to just really enjoy getting the speed and going for a beer afterwards. Perfect. So that was once a week. And then I was still doing my dynamic rides once a week. So I was doing like a short, sharp, and then like an endurance ride. Okay, so then in January, I went on to Zwift to do an FTP test, and I did. And then Dan looked at my numbers and he was like, "Cos, that's you've got really high numbers. Are you sure that you calibrated the bike properly?" So I did it again, or I carried on, and I was still producing the numbers, and so he was like, "Oh, there's a cycling championship for Zwift that's coming up, and it was in 3 weeks." So he said, "Why don't you just spend 2 weeks just practicing and just doing some races, and building up your strength over the next 2 weeks to qualify for the race?" So I did. And the week before, again, you're sort of doubting because I was doing quite good numbers considering that I was only riding twice a week beforehand. So I contacted somebody, Rachel Elliott, and she said, she was like, oh, like really, you should be doing about 15 hours a week. And she said it might be your Wahoo kicker, like it might be your machine. It's not very accurate because I had one of the old ones. I didn't have a smart turbo. So I was like, okay, fair play. So we borrowed a turbo trainer for the actual championship, a smart turbo trainer, because I wanted to make sure that if I did qualify, it would be proper numbers. It wouldn't be because I was cheating. I was on a machine that wasn't reflecting how I was actually cycling. So I borrowed it, and then I came. Okay, so now we get to March, and so Dan and I organise cycling events. So we have Mad Hare cycling events. So we've got the Mad March Hare, which is in March, and a couple of days before the March Hare, I got contacted from Zwift, and they said, "Oh, like, would you? You're the next person in standby position to potentially come down and do the race." So I was like, "Oh, okay, that's like mental," because I was 17th, but yeah, fine, it's probably not going to happen, but I'm well up for it. I'm not really thinking about it because the event is now on the Sunday, and anyone who does events knows how stressful the build up to the event is and how busy it is. So then do the event, and then on the Tuesday I then get confirmation like, yep, you're in, you need to cycle. So it was Danny Rowe, who she had an injury, so she couldn't do it anymore. So then I'm like, oh crap. So I've just like, recovering from the event usually takes me like a fortnight because I'm so zonked. So it's on the Tuesday after the event, which was on the Sunday, takedowns on the Monday, and so like I'm like, yes, I'm so up for it. So I went down on Wednesday down to London, and the Zwift Championship was on the Thursday morning. So I'm properly hyped for it, but I'm also thinking like, just my target is to not make a fool of myself. So I'm gonna come last, but it will be, as long as I can be a respectable last, that's fine. Anyway, it was just an awesome day. It was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. I was really grateful to people like Rachel Elliott for her kind words of support, and then like the group that were there were just awesome, and it was really good fun. And then I came eighth, so I was really chuffed with that. And then it got to after the event, and in my head I'm thinking, oh, like I can, if I really train and really put the work in, I can do something here. However, sometimes stuff just comes and all happens at once. So we'd spent a long time sort of considering doing IVF, and you've got a battle in your mind going on of what to do, and it was just to me it just would have been silly to find another excuse to put it off, because I'm really good at finding excuses to put IVF off. I was really, really freaked out at the thought of doing it. So we pushed through with that. Started that in June. And it didn't work. So we found out end of July it didn't work. And then I do a youth camp, a church youth camp, and then I had Dan's brother got married in Italy, and then we had the next event. So it was a really chock-a-block summer, and it sucked. It wasn't a very good summer at all for me. Just it was quite tough emotionally. I hadn't really been prepared for that. Okay, so we're now in September, and in the background, all throughout all of this, I've been getting some emails from Tim Fulford from Cycling Hub about having this Wahoo esports team. And I messaged him in September and I was like, look, this is where I'm at. This is my summer that I've had. So I've been off the bike for like 3 months. My fitness is right down. And my strength is right down, and we'll probably do another round around March time next year. So that's where I'm at. If you still want me on the team, I'll work my arse off, and I think I'll get strong again quite quickly. And yeah, I'll really put the training in. But if you don't worry at all, because I'm just going to really enjoy getting back into cycling for myself and enjoy the social riding and enjoy going out on a Thursday night and having a beer afterwards with the Gorilla Lot. And then I got a message from Tim and he was like, don't be silly, you'll get strong again quickly. It was amazing. It was so cool to get that message. Sometimes it's just nice having someone tell you that you'll build the strength again quickly, and it was just the motivation that I needed to just get up, get on my bike and just start having fun again, but get on my bike and start riding. And so fast forward to last week, and these 2 boxes arrived in the post. So we had, not only did I get a proper smart turbo trainer. Where is it? Here we go. But I also got the Kicker headwind come through as well. So there it is. Amazing. So good.